This is Morgan Hazelwood, back again with more writing tips and writerly musings. So this week I managed to get into DC to the book launch of Struggling with Serendipity. It's a memoir from a blogger I've been following for like 3 years. So in the past, I've made it to book launches at conventions, at street fairs, in bookstores. I even volunteered at the book launch of The Cursed Child because I missed the Harry Potter craze and wanted to see a smidgen of what one of those launch parties might have looked like. I've attended book signings for both authors and webcomic artists and voice actors. And while lower key, book signings are very similar to book launches. So some were book signings with a reading first. Some were book signings with actors and performances. Some were open room parties with cake and snacks and a credit card machine in case you needed to buy a copy. And some were fun and games with the books off to the side, waiting for you to feel obliged to at least check out the reason for the event. No two launch parties have ever been the same, but there's usually some overlaps. First off, if you're having a book launch, you need to advertise. If people don't know what's happening, they can't come. I could say, party at Morgan's house tomorrow. And if you don't know where I live, and you don't know what day this aired, it would be really hard to show up at my party. I am not having a party tomorrow. But it could happen someday. Secondly, pick a good location. Pick a location that will appeal to your audience and a good time. During the middle of a school day, if your people are students or, people with day jobs, probably not going to work out so well for you. If your story is based in your hometown, you're going to have some local appeal there. If your fan base is anime lovers, try an anime convention. If your book is for kids, have it at a kid-based festival where they're already going, or some school book fair. Third tip, be prepared to extrovert. If you can't do it all yourself, bring backup. You want to be able to welcome people in or call bypassers over in a friendly but not aggressive manner, especially in a dealer's room. You don't want to tick off your neighbors. So you want to put out a warm and welcoming atmosphere. And you want an atmosphere that makes people comfortable to ask the question, so what's your book about? And you've got to be able to answer that in one sentence or less in such a way that more people than not will want to know more. Tip 4, do something. You can't just show up with a book at a book launch and expect to sell. Otherwise, you might as well just be selling. What makes this a launch rather than a book signing? You can have free snacks or cake. You can have swag like magnets or bookmarks. You can have a raffle for a free copy. You are probably going to want to read an excerpt or two from your novel. Have a section, preferably, especially with a novel towards the beginning, that requires minimal explanation for you to read. Best are scenes with dialogue, world building, maybe even some action. If you're selling your book, be sure to offer to sign it, maybe even personalize it. Now, if there's a huge, massive crowd, maybe bring paper for people to write their names on so you can spell it correctly. People spell names really weirdly. And in a large crowd, it can be hard to hear what they're saying precisely. So, tip 5, bring your friends and family. Some of you might have the mistaken impression that friends and family aren't real fans, they're obligatory fans. And if you don't have strangers there to endorse you, then clearly, you're not worth buying. Lies, I tell you. People are busybodies and herd animals. If we hear someone else being excited about something, we're probably at least gonna take a look. Now, I've seen book signings down around the corner from an event where fans had trouble finding them. If you're sitting quietly at a table, people might not realize something's going on. Now, if I had nightmares, which fortunately I don't, I would definitely be having them about having book signings or book launches with nobody showing up. I think for all of us writers, it's one of our biggest nightmares. So it's okay to bring your own party. Either you have company while you're like stuck at a table or in the party space for the set number of hours, or you have enthusiastic fans who can talk you up and run errands for you, like getting you a drink or more pens or a backup box of books from your car because you sold out. Let your friends and family vet you. But if it is open to the public, try not to be so cliquish. If you're talking to them, a lot of times people won't approach. So be sure to be open. And of course, my final tip, which you may have noticed some allusions to before, make sure you have everything you need. Bring your own supplies. So first, the necessary. A box of your own books, small or large, you should at least have some on you. Even if your book launch is at a bookstore, sometimes the shipment doesn't come in or they sell out. Having backup helps keep things less stressful for you. Another thing you're going to want is quick drying pens or markers, whichever you prefer, with backup ones in case one dies. And quick drying means they're not going to smudge. And you're going to want business cards because people will want to grab them. In the second category of supplies, you can bring things that can help make a book launch go better. Swag, as we talked about before, bookmarks and postcards and pens and magnets and whatever. A banner and or tablecloth to help you stand out from your surroundings and draw attention to where you are. A candy bowl for guests. They usually feel obligated to at least hear your pitch if they snag a chocolate. And your own drink and snack. Talking is thirsty work. Another set of supplies, if you're doing your own sales, you're going to want a decent amount of change for the standard ATM 20, a credit card reader, and a spare battery pack for your phone so you can keep up that connection. So, all that said, as you know, I have not actually held my own book launch. I've just been taking notes from those I've made it out to. I do like to attend book launches and encourage others to do so. I want to encourage the people I know and read, and I want them to succeed. And I want some good karma saved up for when it's my turn. So, let me know, have you attended a book launch? Have you held one? What did you love? What did you hate? And that's all for today. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, hit that subscribe button and share it with all your friends. It goes a long way towards helping people find me. And I'll be back again next Monday with more writing tips and writerly musings. Bye-bye.